Hello, my name is Ian. Welcome to my channel, Inflightmuzik. Let's get started. So I got a comment from one of my comments on another channel from a gentleman named Mr. Beeks. Mr. Beeks asks, how do we find the key of a sample? Now originally I gave a long-winded answer in the comments section as a reply, but I thought it would be better for me to make a video instead. Alright, I have a few different samples here, all in different keys and different tempos. Let's load up the first sample. And it's at 115 BPM, so we're going to change the project tempo to 115. We're going to trim this down so that we can loop it. And then in the piano roll, you're just going to click in all the white notes, and that's the C major scale. Right now I have scale highlighting on, and to get to that, you just go to Helpers, Scale Highlighting, and I have C major selected. And you can see I just have C major clicked in, starting on C. And all we're going to do, we're going to play this exact pattern with the sample, and we're just going to listen for this to match up with the sample. And we're going to hit Control A and use Shift up and down to move this pattern of notes throughout the piano roll. Every time you shift up, that's a new scale. You can already hear that that's off. That's off. That's off. That's off. All those notes match. So that means that this sample is in the key of E major. It's not really in the key of E major, it's in a different key, but for our purposes, to find the key for this sample, all we have to do is just go to Helpers, Scale Highlighting, and you don't have to worry about major, minor, any of those. With what I just showed you, all you're going to have to do is just change the root note to the same root note that we just landed on, E. And sure enough, you'll see that your scale will get highlighted. Now, if you want to play your instrument with your sample, what you're going to do, you're just going to count up from C, from where we started, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. So you go to your instrument. I have just a regular piano loaded up, and we're going to count backwards to the left 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what that will allow you to do is play all of the white notes, and it's going to match up with your sample. And to prove that, let me just turn off the piano, and I'm just going to play the white notes here. And sure enough, it just matched up. And all we did was just play the white notes. And to do that, you just go to Options and go to the little piano roll, and you're just going to count to the left the same amount of spaces that you went up. If you go down, then you're going to count to the right instead. So let's try another sample. Again, we're going to change the BPM, 95. We're going to cut that off to loop it. And I'm going to go ahead, and it doesn't matter if we switch that back, as long as you're still in the same, as long as you keep this pattern going. And also, you want to switch your piano back to C. That first note is off, that second note is off. That's off. This sounds like it's probably good. Nope, that's off. 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 That is off. I already know what note I'm looking for. You know what? I just realized that we just cycled all the way through and we were originally on, or no, I guess we did start on C, right? Yeah. So again, this one's in the same key as the last one, except I went down instead of up. But again, you're just going to count the number of spaces from C. You could go up or down, but we're just going to go up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which means in here, you just go to the left 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you wanted to do it backwards, I'm just going to show you that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you would go to the right 8 spaces instead, and we'll end up on this note on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And just to show you that it's the same exact thing, I'm going to go ahead and play that. Yeah, I'm not really used to playing just the white notes. I usually play in G major, which takes away one of the white notes and adds in a black note. And I play in G major just because it's in the middle of the keyboard, and it's the scale that I taught myself to play in. So yeah, I'm not quite accustomed to playing in C major, just so you know. But let's try another sample. Drag this in. I wanted to make sure that I'm still recording because it would suck if I'm not recording. And the tempo's at 140. I'm going to switch this to 140. And let's just trim that down so we can loop it. Go back into our piano roll. Again, let's reset this back to C. And let's go from here. That's off. That third note was off. That's off. And I'm going to go up an octave. To go up an octave, you just hit Control up or down. Those are off. Those are off. Those are off. That's off. I believe those were all right. So G5. And again, if you wanted to just use the scale highlighter, you would just go to Helpers, Scale Highlighting, and go to G. And it'll highlight all the notes that are in that scale for you. And again, if you want to play, you just start on C and count either up or down from C. Let's go down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here we would just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to the right because we went down on the piano roll. So let's go here, let's mute this, and let's play along. All those notes match. Let's try another sample. And I'll just keep doing this for you so that you're used to seeing exactly what I'm doing. It's 95 BPM, so let's change it to 95. Let's cut off the end so that it loops. Get back into the channel rack and change that back to C. Highlight all the notes, and let's go from here. That's already off, and I'm going to go down because we're pretty high up. That third one's off. That second one's off. Those are off. This sounds like it's gonna work. Nope. That third one's off. Still off. Those are off. You can see that you're pretty much able to tell right away. And that's off. That's off. I think this is going to work right here. Nope, those are off. And I think we just cycled back around, so I might have missed it. Those are off. I think it's F sharp. Let's try F sharp. Let's count from C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to go to the left 6 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let's give this a shot. Yep, those work. And yeah, I was scrolling way too fast, so sorry about that. I just wasn't really paying too close attention. This isn't the way that I do it. The way that I do it, and the reason I'm not showing you the way that I do it is because I'm assuming that you're not able to play piano. If you are playing the piano and you're a beginner, I recommend just using the white notes like I've showed you. But like I said, I usually play in G major, and when I play that in G major, let's pull up another sample and I'll show you exactly how I do it instead. And let's go to 90 BPM. And hopefully, eventually you'll be able to do it the way that I'm about to show you right now, because it's faster and you'll be able to get the scale almost right away. I'm going to switch this to C, and I'm just going to play in G major, and then I'm just going to match up the notes as I move this around. And I might have been off there. That sample was kind of low when it was playing. Let me make sure that let me turn this up. Which sample is that? D-tune something? Actually, that might be why it's off. That sample might be a little detuned. Let's try a different sample. And when you're in that situation, you just want to go into the actual channel settings of that sample, synth detune, and you're just gonna tune it up or down just a few cents, just to get it to actually tune perfectly with your notes. But that's rare that happens. And again, I was kind of going really fast, so I might have just messed that up entirely. But I think you get exactly what I'm talking about here. Just take your time and you'll be able to get it. I'm just trying to make this video quick. Let me show you again with this sample here. So I go to the channel, and I'll just change the key around in here. I already can tell that note was off. Okay, so I already know this is in C. And to get to my favorite key, I'm just going to go to the left 5 spaces and I'll hit G major. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. you know what? Now it's in C. So now I'll go 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, it's okay to mess up every once in a while. Even I mess up. So like I said, just take your time. Don't get frustrated. Eventually you'll find it. And you'll be able to tell because you'll hit a wrong note. And you'll know that, okay, that wasn't the key. Just be patient, go back, and just keep cycling through. There's only 12 notes to choose from. There's only 12 scales that it's going to be in. Every once in a while, maybe you'll find something that's detuned a little bit, so you'll have to tune your sample. And sometimes you might find a sample that's in harmonic minor, meaning one of the notes is different. And in that scenario, I'll show you what to do. If you find that every single note is hitting except for one, that's because, let me just take all of these back to C. That's because this note right here is actually on this note. So whenever you're in that scenario, just move this up and you'll have harmonic minor. This is the exact pattern for harmonic minor. And it's very, very rare that you'll have a sample that's in harmonic minor. It works really well for trap, so I recommend if you're just making songs of your own to use harmonic minor. You definitely want to go back to my scale video that I made yesterday or 2 days ago and learn how to make harmonic minor and listen to how it sounds compared to the regular scale. You'll hear that it's darker. But just to prove that this is harmonic minor, no matter where we're at, we'll be able to take this exact pattern. I just switched the scale helpers to harmonic minor, and we'll be able to match this up into the harmonic minor scale. Boom, there it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And really, it's just 7 notes in the scale. I just loop back around right there. You can see that it's A sharp on the top and bottom. So all we did, again, if we just go back to C, this is how we create the harmonic minor pattern. It's just every white note, except the white note that's to the left of the middle 3 black notes, is moved onto the middle black note. And that's how you get harmonic minor. So yeah, hopefully that helps you find samples. I'll show you one other technique, just in case this isn't working for you. We could go to the sample itself. Let me double click that, pull up the channel, and right click, go to edit. And this is kind of cool, but it doesn't work all the time. This is why I don't recommend, that's why I showed you the other way over this way that I'm about to show you. You just go to tools after you highlight everything and go to convert to score and dump to piano roll. And voila. Let me get rid of the notes that we made. Actually, no. You could go to the sample. There we go. And it will dump all of the notes into the piano roll. But the problem is, it's not always accurate. It'll hit notes that aren't in there. And on top of that, you have to go through and see which notes are actually playing. And on top of that, sometimes you have a sample that's not playing all 7 notes in the scale. So you'll still have to find extra notes. But yeah, you would have to take your time if you're trying to use ghost notes to slide each of these over and then draw them out. So yeah, I don't really recommend this, but let's listen back and see how this sounds. Actually, we're gonna highlight all this, and because it's in the sample, we're gonna take this out and put it into our piano instead. Let me duplicate the piano so we keep our scale there. Go to a new pattern. And take this to the piano roll, and we'll dump this here. And now let's switch to pattern. Just listen back to what it sounds like compared to the sample. You see what I'm saying? It's not super efficient. If you have Ableton, Ableton is killer at doing this. It's super accurate. It's mind-blowing how accurate it is. If you have Melodyne, that's super accurate. So if you have either of those two programs, there you go. I mean, definitely use those. But yeah, if you're in FL Studio or any other DAW, I definitely recommend using either one of the two techniques that I showed you with, if I go back to the first pattern, with this exact pattern. And here's the other thing. This is actually the second time that I made this video because it's been a really long time since I've used this technique to try to explain or find a sample. The way that I was doing it in the first attempt of the video, I had these notes way too short. So really you want these notes to be long enough for you to listen them play out in the sample. And I found that if you just have an 8-bar pattern with these notes exactly this length, it's going to work out. If you have them longer, it's kind of hard for you to really cycle through the notes. So I feel like these are the perfect lengths for you to match to the sample. So give it a shot. Hopefully that works out for you, and I'll catch you in the next video. Please like, subscribe, especially if this helped you out. Comment below if you have any questions, and I'll catch you later. Peace.